All right, don't deep six those masks you've had for dealing with COVID for the last year and 3 months or so just yet. The World Health Organization is highly recommending their use, particularly indoors, whether you've been vaccinated or not. LA County is as well, requiring them, all because of a spike in this so-called Delta variant that is alarming a lot of folks. But should we be so alarmed? Dr. Marty Makary, Johns Hopkins University professor of public health, best-selling author of The Price We Pay. So, Doctor, I'll put it to you like that. Is that necessary? Wear masks, vaccinated or not?
Nice to see you, Neil. No, it's not. There's a lot of fear-mongering out there, and I think we have to put things in context. The vaccinated immunity and natural immunity are entirely protective against the new variant, as they have been against the hundreds of other variants out there. And so what's concerning right now in Los Angeles is you are actually seeing public policy driven by fear and no data. And to me, that's the greatest concern right now, Neil.
So this variant itself that's causing, or seems to be causing, havoc enough in places like Sydney, Australia, where half the place is shut down, and in Moscow, where 90% of the cases reported have been this variant. What's going on?
Yeah, so Australia has about 4.5% of their adult population vaccinated. Los Angeles has about 72% of their adult population vaccinated. And the seroprevalence study showed that about half of Los Angeles had natural immunity back when those tests were done in March. So you've got very high population level immunity. And if you look at what's actually happening in some of these parts of the country where they're describing more cases with the Delta variant, it's simply a greater proportion of cases are the Delta strain. And we're seeing that in the United States. That's going to go up. It is not the greatest public health threat, as Dr. Fauci recently suggested. It's simply something that those who are not immune need to be aware of because it is more contagious, although no evidence it's more deadly.
In that population of those who've not been vaccinated, whether we're talking about up to a third of Americans, doctor, I don't know what the latest figures are, is there a threat among just that group of a super spreader event or risk that they get it again? Or have we developed this to the point there is some herd immunity out there?
There's very high levels of population immunity. So about 67% of Americans have had a dose of the vaccine, and about half of the unvaccinated have natural immunity. That means about 8 or almost 9 out of every 10 adults at every restaurant, on every plane, in every bus, at every meeting, at every sporting event has immunity and makes it very difficult for the virus to jump around. As a result, we are not seeing super spreading events. It is very, very difficult. We've almost eliminated super spreading events from happening. What happens now is you get 2 unvaccinated people and they're both at risk. So if you don't have immunity because you've chosen not to get the vaccine and you don't have natural immunity, you put yourself at your own individual risk out there, and you do so without creating a public health threat at this point. We're also testing way too many people, Neil. And I know it sounds crazy after we worked so hard to get our testing infrastructure up and running, but we should not be testing people who have immunity that have no symptoms. That's a CDC guideline.
Got it. Dr. Marty Makary, thank you very, very much. We'll have more after this.